Hey, what's up? Serena Appiah here from thriftdiving.com, and this is part 2 of how to install a garage door screen. You can find part 1 down below, as well as a link on where you can order your own garage door screen from Maryland Screens, who's sponsoring this. Thank you very much to them. So in part 1, we did a lot of prep work for actually getting ready to assemble these tracks. So now let's move on to actually talking about what we need to do to put this track system together. This entire project would probably take you about 6 to 8 hours. Just plan on an afternoon, a day, you can get it done. But we're gonna break it down into smaller chunks. All right, so the longer pieces are the horizontal tracks and the shorter pieces are the vertical. Now, these 2 screws are so important. These are the screws that pretty much prevent your garage door screen from falling off the track, shooting out the back. So make sure that you pull these out of your hardware. Set them aside because we're going to use them right now. Now, on the longer horizontal tracks, the side that's closest to the curve, this is where we're going to install 1 screw and a bolt on each side. And again, you're going to put that in the hole that's closest to the curve, as you see Mike doing right here in this step. You'll tighten that up with your impact driver, and then you're going to take 2 of the pulley wheels and you're going to install them in this exact location on the other end. So you notice that there's 3 sets of 3 holes. You're going to go into that first hole and put the bolt right down through, and you're going to secure it with a nut. Be sure to go down to the description and find the link for the materials list because it'll tell you all the different socket sizes that you need. But you'll go ahead and just tighten those up, and then we're done with the horizontal rails. We can go ahead and just put them in the garage and just sit them there so that we can move on to the verticals. The vertical tracks have a little cover where the photo eyes will need to shine through to each other. So you can just push your thumb through there, wiggle it back and forth, and it should break off pretty easily for you. So we're going to do that to both sides, and then we're going to focus our attention on the other side. Now you'll notice that I've got the curved edge here going into what I like to call the elbow, connected to the curve. So make sure it's curve to curve. Take your 2 bolts, go straight down through those 2 holes and secure it with the nuts. Now, you don't have to tighten this yet with the impact driver. We'll get to that later, but first we need to install these right angle brackets. You see there's a set of 3 holes here. We're going to find that center set and go straight down the middle with a nut and a bolt. And we're going to finger tighten this. We don't want to use the impact driver on this at all because we need this wiggle room for when this gets installed in the garage. This is the part that's going to attach to the wall. So make sure that you keep these nice and loose. Now we can go back with the impact driver, tighten these up, but again, keep these brackets nice and loose. We're going to do brackets on the bottom as well. And just remember that it's going to go in the opposite direction. So if you've got your elbow pointing to the left, your bracket needs to go to the right. So I know that sounds confusing, but this is the proper assembly of the vertical tracks. You'll have the elbow at the top, and you'll have those right angle brackets, one at the top, one at the bottom, facing in the opposite direction. And if you just follow this to a T, you'll be on the right track. Pun intended. Okay, up next, we are going to do part 3, prepping the screen frame.